So word through the grapevine is Jarret Hurd, the IBF champ at 154, is ducking Jermell Charlo. You know, sometimes out here, man, some people got ulterior motives, fellas. One thing about B. Marsh, man, I'm not them type of spiteful fellas where, oh, since you like so-and-so, like, for example, if you an AJ fan and I'm a Wilder fan, I'm gonna make videos trying to sneak diss you or basically, you know what I mean, trying to get on your nerves, trying to say, oh, your fight is garbage, like basically like AJ, oh, AJ ducking Wilder. Yeah, that might be the case. That might be the case, but I ain't up in arms about that shit because on the real, Wilder and AJ got fights. They got fights scheduled. So what I'm worried about that. Let me see what happens between them fights between. I hear AJ's fighting Takam now. He ain't fighting Pulev. And Wilder still got Stavern, and that might not happen too, according to Jay Prince. You know what I mean? You check it, the manager of Bermain Stavern. So I just leave that shit alone. Let that fight happen. Then afterwards, when there's a time frame and a time period where both guys could make it happen, then I'm going to be all up in arms. Same thing goes for Keith Thurman. You check it. I got to ask fellas, where the fuck y'all been? Is it just this weekend when the motherfucker Keith Thurman came from Nepal after a 3-month vacay, honeymoon? Is it just now y'all fellas realizing that Keith Thurman been ducking Errol Spence? It's either some fellas don't know how to read because them articles been up, man. Real talk, remember in 2014, before that man Keith Thurman fought Leonard Bundu, them fellas was talking about, yeah, he want Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, that's cool. Who don't want Floyd Mayweather? Floyd gave him an ultimatum. He said, yo, you want to fight me? Go fight Errol Spence. You fight Errol Spence and beat him, then we can make it happen. What that man Keith Thurman said, oh, I need $20 million to fight Errol Spence. So what the fuck? Y'all fellas is brand new. Is y'all fellas just learning just this weekend, watching that Showtime broadcast that the man is ducking? And fellas could have made videos. I could have made videos about that since, but I just came on the scene on YouTube doing vids in 2016, you know what I mean? You check it, but if I was, I'd have made videos from 2014, 2015, 2016. I'd have been frying the man, but you know what? That's small potatoes, man, because guess what? The man coming off an injury, what y'all expect that man to fight Errol Spence immediately? That's out, man. That ain't happening, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, Errol Spence got a fight come January 13th. He got to fight Lamar Peterson. Let them fellas get through what they got to do, and when they got a time period to make it happen, then fellas could step on fellas' necks, you know what I mean? Or critics could step on these fighters' necks and try and make it happen. So, this vid basically is about Jarret Hurd, man. Jarret Hurd, man, that's our new hometown hero. If you don't like it, fuck you. If you don't like how he fights, fuck you. That's your problem. You know what I'm saying? Pick against him. Talk shit all you want about him. You see, as a man, when fellas talk shit about fighters I like, it never bothers me. I don't got to go in nobody's comment section and police fellas. I don't got to make up lies on nobody. If you don't like my fighter or a guy I like, so be it, man. I think I made a video yesterday. You don't got to like Jarret Hurd. And we all like fighters, and there's some fighters that people don't like. See, I was a big Kostya fan. A lot of fellas don't rate the man Kostya like that. Okay, so be it. The man in the Hall of Fame, say what you want. The man only got 2 losses. Them 2 losses were like 10 years apart. Actually, yeah. 95 to Vince Phillips, 05 to Ricky Hatton. You know what I mean? So say what you want, Can't take away them fellas' merits, credits, whatever. Jarret Hurd, fellas not talking about this man, Jermell, that he's scared of Jermell Charlo. Let's talk about it, man. Jermell Charlo, the same guy. Yeah, he's been knocking fellas out lately, impressive fashion. Who the fuck is Charles Halley, though? Remind me, who he beat? Who Charles Halley beat? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, okay. Lubin. Erickson Lubin. Who did he beat? Remind me. Remind me who he beat. Who he stopped. Which fighters Erickson Lubin beat? Thank you. Thank you. Now, the big Charlo brother went life and death, basically, with Austin Trout, right? I had Austin Trout winning that fight. Close fight. I wasn't mad at the decision, but I thought Austin Trout won that fight. A draw is cool. 7-5 in favor of Charlo. That's fine. I ain't one to complain about, make no gripes about a close fight. If you have it 7-5 for the other guy, 7-5 or a draw, you know what I mean? 115, 112. That same Charlo guy who couldn't knock out Austin Trout, right? Right? Yeah, but you see what Jarret Hurd did to Austin Trout. You know what I'm saying? You see what the man did to Austin Trout, Jarret Swift Hurd from Accokeek, Maryland. Big ups to him, Charles County out there. I ain't even never been out to Charles County before in my life. I ain't gonna lie, but salute to you, son. Put that city on the map, man. Maybe fellas gonna make that trip, come see what's really good in the hometown of Jarret Hurd, you know what I mean? But, yeah. Jermell Charlo, the big kid at 160, the bigger Charlo brother. That man ain't stop Austin Trout. So what makes fellas think this Charlo brother right here, this guy who's a boxer puncher, yeah, he's knocking fellas out, but like I said, who the fuck is Erickson Lubin and who the fuck is Charles Halley? Who them fellas beat? Who did John Jackson beat? John Jackson, a guy who got knocked out, sparked out by Andy Lee at 160. He comes down in weight at 154, is washing this man, Jermell Charlo. And you fellas might be hearing this video think I'm hating, but you know, hate, hey. You can't handle the truth. Sometimes the truth hurts. But if you're a realist like me, the truth can't hurt, man. The truth can't hurt. When fellas try to lie and say some nut-ass shit when I was talking about Andre Ward needs to fight Adonis Stevenson and vice versa, you can say what you want about Adonis. You could say he's a one-handed fighter. You could say he's been knocked out before. You could say he ain't beat nobody. You could say whatever you want. I ain't gonna be mad. That's your opinion. You dig? But this same Jermell Charlo, who's knocking out a bunch of nobodies lately, is supposedly supposed to beat this guy, Jarret Hurd. A guy who stopped Austin Trout, the first man to stop a world-class fighter like Austin Trout. Yeah, now fellas talking about Austin Trout is old. Oh yeah, Austin Trout is old. He's an old 31 years old. Yeah, Austin Trout was tired. Austin Trout was tired. The man was out the ring for damn near a year. I think fellas even fellas exaggerated and said he was out the ring for 17 months. There's a big difference between 17 months and 12 months, you know what I mean? But listen, that fight Jermell Charlo could possibly win. So could Jarret Hurd, you know what I mean? It's possible any of these guys could win. But don't come and tell me that this guy right here, matter of fact, B Marsh Boxing, I'm going to put a stamp on it right here like this, right? You see this guy, Jermell Charlo on the left? He ain't got nobody on his resume like Austin Trout. Yeah, how about that? How you like that? He ain't got nobody on his resume like Austin Trout. He ain't never stopped a world-class fighter like Austin Trout. He went life and death with Gabe Rosado. I was live for that fight at the D.C. Armory. He ain't look good. I thought this guy, Jermell Charlo, lost to Vinus Martirosyan. John Jackson, like I said, was washing him. Yes, Charlo knocked him out, but he ain't look good in that fight. You know what I'm saying? He ain't look good in that fight. Now, like I said, man, Jarret Swift Hurd, man, he got a very good name. He got two good names on his resume back to back, you know what I mean? Even them fellas like Galaza, them fellas that he fought, I think he was from Brooklyn. Those are good tests, you know what I mean? Those are the kind of fighters Erickson Lubin should have been fighting on his way up before jumping out the window and fighting this guy, Jermell Charlo. You check it? But this is what I'm talking about, man. You know what I mean? Fellas now all of a sudden want to say that Jarret Hurd is ducking Jermell Charlo. On what merit? Why the fuck this guy Jermell Charlo ain't calling out Lara? How about that? Why he ain't calling him out? You heard Lara. Lara said, hey, Jermell Charlo, we used to spar, whatever. But this a business, kid. And it's what it is. I'm trying to fight him. If we can make it happen, let's make it happen. Lara didn't shy away, nor did he not. He mentioned the guy. This guy, Jermell Charlo, ain't going to keep Lara's name on his mouth. He ain't going to mention him. He going to call out the supposedly, quote-unquote, weakest link. So why fellas ain't saying that the man Jermell Charlo ducking Lara? I wouldn't say that, me personally, because I'm not these nut-ass dudes out here who will be spewing propaganda. And, you know, I ain't got a big following. I ain't got a big following here on YouTube. But you check it, you know, my intentions is not to sway anybody's opinion or spread propaganda. You check it, I only deal with facts, you know what I mean? And Jarret Hurd, if the man said, hey, we could make that fight happen at the right time, I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that, because guess what? This kid, Jermell Charlo, got to step to your level, kid. That guy, Austin Trout, was not no motherfucking mandatory. He was a voluntary. Who the fuck picks Austin Trout for a voluntary? You checking a guy who arguably beat Jermell Charlo. Who does that? Jarret Hurd does. Yeah, because the kid confident in his skill set, you know what I mean? And, you know, I got to give much respect to him. And fellas need to stop, you know, fellas need to really put things in perspective, man. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, the guy got a mandatory he got to handle. You ain't know that, did you? Some guy from France, Jarret Hurd, got an IBF mandatory he got to handle. You check it. This guy, Jermell Charlo, because he got a vacant WBC belt, he had to fight two mandos back to back. Now he's free to do what he want to do, you know what I mean? He can fight whomever. You check it. But in my opinion, Jermell Charlo, he ain't got nobody. He ain't got no scalp on his resume like Austin Trout. And Jarret Hurd's the first man to stop Austin Trout. And he wanted that fight from the get-go. You check it. So, riddle me that. What y'all talking about, man? I was in H Money comment section, and this is why I had to set off this video, you know what I mean? You check it. Big up to my man Anthony Purvis, man. Anthony Purvis a good dude from the 410. I think he out in BK now, you know what I mean? But you know, them fellas feel my plight. You check it. You know what I'm saying? Great boxing minds think alike, you know what I mean? Because ain't too much in between. Ain't no filler over here, you know what I'm saying? No gray areas. Just straight up and down, black and white. And Jarret Hurd has, to me, in my opinion, a better scalp than anybody on this guy Jermell Charlo's resume. And y'all fellas might hear my tone of voice. Y'all fellas might think I'm hating on Jermell Charlo. Nah. Y'all fellas faking on my man Jarret Hurd, so it had to be done, you know what I mean? It had to be done. Yeah, y'all could gas up Charles Hatley if you want to. You could gas up Erickson Lubin if you want to. I ain't got to gas up Austin Trout because his resume is solidified. It speaks for himself. You know what I mean? First man to beat Miguel Cotto in MSG. You know what I mean? Yeah. And guess who stopped him? Guess who stopped Austin Trout? Not Jermell Charlo, the twin brother of Jermell Charlo, the guy who supposedly is the better fighter and hits harder. Nah. It's this big kid, Jarret Swift Hurd from Accokeek, Maryland. B Marsh Boxing, leave your thoughts and comments, and I'm gone. Peace.